speed up the runs and we can make the product faster and cheaper. So the calcium tablets are lodging in the colon instead of eating dark leafy green vegetables and taking chia. I love this debate. I used to be able to get this debate on TV and radio all the time. I can't get it anymore. Well, Dr. Lindsay, you made a statement that milk is not high in calcium and that we shouldn't be drinking milk. And I say, I did make that statement. We shouldn't be drinking milk. It's mucus forming. People can't break it down. When you heat the milk, you break the molecular structure and change it completely. It causes mucus in the body. It causes mucus in the colon. And it's not high in calcium. Well, how can you say milk is not high in calcium? It's got 110, I say it's got 110 milligrams. I say, how much do you think milk has? They don't know. The person debating me. And then I say, I'll tell you how much it has. It has 110 to 115 milligrams for a glass of vitamin D milk. And I go, how much does chia have? And they don't know. And I say, what about dark leafy greens? And they don't know. And I say, what's the highest calcium animal on planet Earth? And they don't know. And I say, it's the cow. And they go, yeah, it is the cow. And I go, you know how you can tell? You can't saw through the horns or the hoof. They go, yeah, that's right. I go, where does the cow get his and her calcium from? Cow doesn't drink milk. The cow stops drinking milk after a few weeks. The cow doesn't touch milk. The cow gets it from greens. The cow gets it from the earth. The cow gets the calcium from the ground. The three highest forms of calcium on planet Earth are chia, dark leafy greens. That's why I drink dark leafy green vegetable juice every day, and I take a greens product with spirulina and chlorella and all the greens in it, and sesame seeds. Sesame seeds has 1,238 milligrams of calcium per serving versus 110 on milk, and chia has more. Can I move off of calcium now? Did I make my point? And all these people, especially women, and it makes me so sad, are going to a drugstore buying calcium tablets, and it's lodging in the colon or coming out in the toilet, and they never see it. Are you learning something? Okay. Over 10 million adults have osteoporosis. 34 million women have osteopenia. If I had to pick my top 5 most important nutrients in the human body, you think calcium would be on that list? You turn us back to dust, the large percent of us. You take the water out of us, 74%, 75%. Water. You get older, 65, because we dry out like a prune. You can tell by looking at people who are older. They look dry, right? It's because they're drying out. You take the body and turn it back to dust. Dust. 30% calcium. That dust is 30% calcium. We need calcium. We're stripping the calcium out of our life from acid. Go to your web browser. I'll make a statement, a broad statement. Acid causes osteoarthritis. I work with athletes, osteopenia, and osteoporosis. Remove the acid from the human body, and you build the alkaline reserves. When you build the alkaline reserves, if you consume calcium in a proper form, a food form, then your body will rebuild. It's pretty basic. I just described osteopenia, osteoporosis, and osteoarthritis. Reggie Bush's bone wouldn't heal. Picks up the phone, calls me. Everybody was shocked 3 weeks later. It hasn't been healing. Why is it healing now? Why does it heal better in 3 weeks than it did for the last 3 months? Because it's simple to put Humpty Dumpty back together again, to put us back together again, to rebuild our tissues. It's not rocket science. You have to understand what makes up the human body. 60 trillion cells. Break the cells down. They end up being light. And then we're just a few nutrients. That's it. Sleep cycles, strong hair, cellular activity, blah, 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 all that. Chia. Chia is high in antioxidants. It has equal antioxidants to a blueberry, which is phenomenal because it's a seed and it's a builder, not a cleanser. Or it's supposed to be a builder, not a cleanser, but it's a cleanser because it's a fiber. So it's not supposed to have as much antioxidants because it doesn't have the pigmentation that a blueberry has. The sun gets strong. When the sun gets strong, it beats down on the blueberry or the acai berry. When it does that, the blueberry and the acai berry increase their pigmentation to protect themselves. That creates the antioxidant. Chia is not supposed to have high in antioxidants. It's not supposed to be high in antioxidants because it's protected. It's a seed. But it is. It's another aspect of its miracle components. It shouldn't be high in antioxidants. By all intensive purposes, it's not supposed to be high. But it is. You know the free radicals are devastating our body. And you know that you cut the apple and the apple gets brown, and the brown is the oxidation. I don't want to get too technical here, but I want to give you an epiphany. This is epiphany number 1. Maybe it's epiphany number 10 today. The way these people have figured out how to slice this seed protects it from oxidative damage. That's why the only Mila product the only chia product that I will ever recommend for the rest of my life is Mila. They slice it. Do you think there's a difference between pounding something and causing the oil to explode and saturate out and soak in, and delicately slicing something and allowing it to be fine and protecting itself? There is all the difference in the world. One is more expensive, one is more difficult, and one is simply sloppy and damaging. You don't grind your chia. You carefully slice your chia. You mix your chia in fluid, healthy fluid. You try to consume it alkaline, and you consume it daily. Protein. Out of everything I've talked about, even fat, even fiber, even calcium, this is the most important. Protein. 6 grams of protein. 2 servings is like a steak. Which do you think is better for you? The charbroiled dead cow or the beautiful raw vegan plant? Which do you think the body can process better? Which do you think causes less acid? Which do you think makes you less heavy in your mind? I'll stop. I won't go off on a tangent on that one. Approximately 6 grams of protein per ounce. What's interesting is when I just said more protein than steak, that steak that I'm talking about is not an ounce. That steak I'm talking about is a cowboy bone-in ribeye. A little ounce, an innocent little ounce of this little vegan raw plant from a field versus this backside. Repair and maintenance. We need protein for repair and maintenance. We need protein for muscle mass. We need protein for muscle tone. We need protein for weight management. The whole Dr. Atkins, who was a good friend of mine, Bob Atkins, his whole philosophy was up on the protein, down on the carbs. Do you lose weight with more protein and less carbs? Yes. But then people are all of a sudden saying, why am I having heart attacks? I'm eating the bacon cheeseburgers that you're asking me to eat. I did lose 25 pounds, but I've had a heart attack. Let me figure this one out. It wouldn't have anything to do with all that saturated trans fat and the triglycerides, would it? And then you go to the Pritikins, which I knew, in Santa Monica, California, back in the 80s, and I was practicing 7 blocks away, and everybody was coming to me depressed and all dried out saying, Dr. Lindsay, I lost all this weight, but I feel terrible. And I go, are you on the Pritikin diet? And they go, yeah. I go, you're running your car with no oil. Does this make sense at all? So the Pritikins, you don't hear about it anymore because people figured out, I need fat. I need fat. I need good fat. And now everybody's loading up on fat. But when fat is cooked or heated, it changes its molecular structure and it becomes rancid. So raw plant fat is the best fat on the planet. Protein is chia's biggest powerhouse. The biggest punch that chia offers is sweet, healing, powerful, vegan, raw, unheated protein. Amino acids. The building blocks of life. If you removed all the amino acids out of your body, you would be dead. Your hair would stop growing. Your body would stop developing. All 60 trillion cells would stop. They would cease to exist immediately. We need protein. The human body is simple and basic. We need air first. We need water second, so it can't be acid and toxic. We need food third. I'm not even going to tell you about our food chain because you already get the idea, which is why you take Mila. We need love. We need protein. We need fat. We need vitamins. We need minerals. We need enzymes. This is basic. Protein's at the top of the list.
What I observed there was the health of the people differed dramatically depending upon how long they'd been in Hawaii. People who were raised in Japan, the Philippines, Korea, China, first generation, who had moved from their native land, were always trim. Never had heart disease, prostate cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis. Never overweight. They were in their 80s and 90s and fully functional. Their kids got a little fatter, a little sicker. Their grandkids and the next generation were just as fat and sick as anybody I'd ever seen. And what came through clearly was the diet was the difference. The first generation had learned a diet of rice and vegetables in their native land. But the kids, they started to give up the rice and replace it with the animal foods, the dairy products, the meats. And the results were obvious. They got fat and sick. So I knew at that point what caused most diseases.
Cancer starts with genes. It might be genes we're born with. It might be genes that are actually changed by a chemical. So those genes become capable of producing cancer cells. Whether we do or don't get cancer is primarily related to how we promote those cancer cells to grow over time. That's where nutrition comes into play. They go much more rapidly when they were fed animal protein.
I'm not a vegetarian.
In World War II, the Germans occupied Norway. Among the first things they did was confiscate all the livestock and farm animals to provide supplies for their own troops. So the Norwegians were forced to eat mainly plant-based foods.
Now we look at the deaths in Norway, just antecedent to this period, from heart attack and stroke. 1927. 1930, 35, look at right up here, right at the very top, 1939. Bingo! In come the Germans. Immediately, 1940, wow, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Have we ever seen a population have their cardiovascular disease plummet like this from statins, from bypass surgery, or from stents? No. But look what immediately happened. With the cessation of hostilities in 1945, back comes the meat, back comes the dairy, back comes the strokes and heart attacks. I mean, it's such an absolute powerful lesson. But we didn't get it.
Because we learned that animal protein was really good in turning on cancer.
Did you hear that? I'll tell you what he said. Turn the lights on, please. He said, we learned that animal protein was really good at turning on cancer. Now here's the dilemma. We need protein. If you don't eat protein, you get depressed, you get weak, the body starts to fail. Elderly people fail because of a lack of protein. A lot of that's because they lack hydrochloric acid in their stomach, and so they can't eat the protein. So when they eat the protein, you'll see an elderly person will never eat large meals. If you go to a nursing home, they'll eat like a bird. And when they eat the protein, it upsets their stomach because they don't have any more hydrochloric acid in their stomach. So when their body starts to fail and the heart stops working, it's because of a lack of protein and fat. And children don't grow because of a lack of protein. Their brain doesn't develop because of a lack of fat. Are you seeing the tie-in with this miracle food? This is not marketing. This is not hype. It's arithmetic. It's math. This is math. What are the healthiest proteins on planet Earth? It's seeds and nuts. What are the most toxic proteins on planet Earth? It's charred barbecue. It's charred beef. It's charred meat. They cause cancer. I can't spell it out more clear. Yes, I can. I never do this, ever, ever, ever. I'm not telling you to eat this way. I'm going to tell you what I do. You want to know what I do? Yes. I'll read it. Doctor's handwriting. That's early. This is an example. When it's cold out, I'll switch this with miso soup. Because when it's cold out, I'll warm my body up and I'll leave the house with a sweat. When it's hot out, I'll switch that with watermelon juice. But I'll juice the skin of the watermelon because it's one of the highest sources of sodium on planet Earth. If I've traveled a lot and I've drank some tap water with chlorine in it, I'll change that out with Greek yogurt and I'll put 2 packets of Mila on top. But here's what I wrote down today. Breakfast. Dark leafy green vegetable juice, Mila, and liquid cleanse. I'm going to have 3 really good bowel movements that day. Alkaline water, and I'll take 4 other superfoods, noni, goji, mangosteen, and acai. If I'm hungry about 30 minutes, I'm full. I'm fine. I'm good to go, and I've got more nutrients than anybody else in my county has had for breakfast. And probably about 10 or 15 times more nutrients because this has 167, this has 110, this has 119, and this has 97. Then I have almond butter, organic almond butter, and I dip carrot and celery wedges in it. Protein and vegetables. And fat. What does almond butter have? Protein, fat, and vegetables. Then I have all of the rainbow, because variety is critical. So I'll have a rainbow salad in protein. What kind of protein? Maybe it's organic chicken. Maybe it's turkey. One of my favorites is hard-boiled eggs, because it's a complete protein. Sometimes it's nuts and seeds. Sometimes it's just seeds. Sometimes it's Brussels sprouts. Sometimes it's more almond butter or sesame seed butter. Then I have a protein shake. Look how I'm focusing on protein. And I don't stop all day long. I don't stop. I go and I go. Ask the people that work with me. All day and all night. Protein, fat, and vitamins. I'll have protein shake, I'll have Mila, and I'll take a liquid multivitamin with that, with about 130 nutrients in it. Liquid multivitamin. Not one that ends up in the toilet or the sewage system or my colon, but a liquid multivitamin that my body absorbs 100% of. Then I don't eat dinner late at night because I understand, because I've worked with people with liver cancer, and they all have one thing in common. People with liver cancer all eat late at night. Do you want to know something that you're not going to believe? You're going to think this is crazy. The liver rests between 10 and 2 a.m. So when you have dinner at 9 o'clock at night, guess what's up until 2 a.m. digesting and never resting? It just sounds crazy, right? Right? It just sounds crazy, doesn't it? You probably don't believe that one, do you? It's true. These organs all have rhythm in our body. The brain is not the only one with a rhythm, a circadian cycle. The organs have rhythms. They also hold emotion. We think that the heart is the only organ that holds emotion, i.e. love. No. Do you know where rage comes from? It comes from the liver. We love from the heart, we kill from the liver. The liver holds anger. The liver holds rage. People with liver cancer eat late at night and are holding their anger in. They never let it out. So I eat early. And I eat light. And I don't go to bed bloated and acid, jumping up and down, looking for Rolaids and Tums, drinking water, pounding my chest, because acid keeps coming back up and it's burning my esophagus. I'll eat steamed vegetables, I eat more protein, and if I don't want protein because I'm not over-exercising, I'll do a grain like millet. I'll switch them. I don't mix them. I'll switch it. I'll go millet, quinoa, amaranth, buckwheat. These are the kings and queens of all grains. Not Wonder Bread. Millet, amaranth, buckwheat, quinoa. Not Hostess Twinkies or Ding Dongs or pink Cadillacs, but millet. And then, if I get a sweet tooth, which I usually don't, I take a Champion juicer and I'll take fruit that was frozen and I push it through the Champion juicer and I make ice cream that's made out of 100% organic frozen fruit. And that's what I give my daughters. And it tastes just like ice cream. And it has no harm and it does no harm. And I got my sweet tooth and everything is great. And I go to bed, my stomach's light, and I wake up the next morning without an alarm clock and I'm ready to take on the challenges of the next day. I got about 1,000 to 1,100 nutrients in my body. I guess my time is up, isn't it? I got to get off stage, yeah. Let me finish up. Mila is a blend, and this was one of the things that excited me the most was this blending of these seeds from around the world. This was exciting to me. And I can talk about this another day. But don't think that one region is the most powerful region. Mother Nature set this planet up in a very interesting way, and you can trace the power of soil by volcanoes. And I don't want to get too far into this, but I've studied soil to a degree that is shocking. And you find the richest soils in volcanic regions, and you don't find them in one region. You find them in different parts of the world. And accidentally, these people pulled Mila together from around the world. And if you trace it back now, which I've done, you trace it to some of the most powerful soil on planet Earth. And that is the explanation of why it tested out so much higher than everybody else's single strain, single hectare, single region chia. They pulled soil from different parts of the world. If you go to the volcanoes in Japan and test the soil, and then you go down to French Polynesia where the volcanoes and test the soil, and you go up to Mount Washington and test the soil, and you run down to volcanoes in different parts of the world and you test the soil, they're all going to test differently. The volcanic ash is going to test differently. This is a cornucopia of powerful soil. They didn't even know what they were doing. If that's not divine intervention, you tell me what is. Because they didn't know it. I don't need to go over this. You know all this. I like this. This is my chart. No GMO, no yeast, no dairy, no sugar, no gluten, no corn syrup, no heating and the processing, no herbicides, no pesticides, no fungicides, no larvicides, no yellow dye number 9, no red dye number 5, no chemicals, no toxins, no... just raw, unheated, powerful seed from powerful regions of the planet and unbelievably rich, undamaged soil. My personal website is drlindsay.com. My Twitter account, which I don't go on that often, but I'm going to start posting more stuff, is at Dr. Lindsay Duncan. I have 2 Facebook pages. I spend a lot of time on those. My personal page is the one where my shirt's red on the right, and it's Lindsay Duncan, Lindsey Duncan. And my fan page, which is somebody else post for me, is Dr. Lindsay Duncan. And I'm going to be posting a lot about LifeMax, a lot about Mila, a lot about events, and a lot about the work that you all are doing. So I leave you with this thought. You have succeeded with all the odds against you. And I truly believe that this company and that this product has been planted and it still hasn't broke ground. I don't think, I know. I've been in the nutritional industry for almost 30 years. I have, all I do is crack the code on people's problems. I don't think you could bring me a problem that I couldn't help someone with. I'm very aggressive when it comes to fighting for you. And this company has not even broke ground. The product is too powerful. The opportunity is too powerful. I'm not talking about the money opportunity. I'm talking about the healing opportunity. It's too powerful. It's not going away. This is magic here. I've been around this industry for 30 years. I have owned 4 companies. I have sold over $2 billion in natural products. I started the Nature's Secret and grew it. Nature's Secret, it's a hero brand. I started Genesis Today and grew it. I started Genesis Pure and grew it. This is my life. This industry is my life. I'm not a marketeer. I know healing products. Mila, on a scale from 0 to 10, is a 20. Thank you. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, guys, was that not incredible? Just incredible. So, this is the announcement that I have to make. So get ready and take a deep breath. I didn't know, Jim and I did not know what we were doing with the soil, like Dr. Lindsay so beautifully said and told you. I do know what I'm doing now. And, you know, I had to, over the last 5 years, you have seen us go through a lot, the ones that have been with us. We've been through a lot, you know, and for those of you that aren't on the front row and you don't know what we have been through, what I have been through, it's been a struggle. It really has been a struggle. You know, you see the happy me. You see the me on stage that wants to speak life into you and smile and, you know, sit and talk to every single one of you and hug every single one of you. That's what you get to see. But you don't see what I go through when I do have sleepless nights, when I do have to think about seed purchase and payroll and all of you and making sure that I, you know, everything, tools and all of that. And so my vision that I do believe was given to me by God was to take this seed around the world and to change as many lives as I possibly can. Because, you know, as I say every time I take the stage, the testimonies, that's what has kept me going over 5 years. I mean, they keep me really going. And so when I had to, over the last few months, I really had to get down to the root. I always talk about getting to the root of the problem, just as Dr. Lindsay described. When you get to the root of it, the root of what I want for LifeMax, the root for what I really want to do in the world is to change as many lives as I can, to empower as many people as we can, to touch households, to change children, to change the generations, because we do have a generational problem that's being passed down. That's what I want. And so I am now gladly, and I don't want you to be shocked, but I think that it's just time. There's no better person. Dr. Lindsay stepped into my life a month ago. They've been, you know, you'll meet someone in a second that just because of his tenacity and his drive, they've been trying to get me to look at what we're getting ready to announce for 2 years. And I was like, nope, nope, nope. I never even went to Dr. Lindsay's website until a month ago. And I do believe that the best thing that I can do for myself, for LifeMax, for Mila, for you, and for the world is to pass the baton to someone that can take us to a higher ground, that can take us to more nations, that can help us to touch thousands of more lives than what we already have. And I am passing the baton to Dr. Lindsay, effective immediately. And I don't want you to worry about what your future is going to be. I'm going to still be in your future. But now I get to go and do what I love to do the best, and that is to change lives, to build people up, to help people. And so, everyone could get up and help me welcome your new company and our new partner, Dr. Lindsay Duncan and Genesis Pure. Woo. Things just got a whole lot easier for me.
And a whole lot harder for me.
Uh-oh. Well, do you want to bring up some of your amazing people? I
Yes.
love.
Will you introduce them?
Yes, I sure will. I've had just the privilege and the honor of working with this amazing team over the last 30 days or so. And I'm telling you, I am so excited. I am just really, still on? Am I on? Can you hear me? Okay. I'm just really excited and honored to team up. Because one thing that I have struggled with is finding the right corporate team. I mean, it's just been a struggle for years. Well, I don't have to face that struggle any longer. And I would like to introduce you to your new VP of Sales, Brooks.
Hi. Thank you so much. This is quite an honor for me to be where I'm at right now. I met Dr. Lindsay a while back, not that long ago in the recent history of my career and life, and he's been a total inspiration to me. And you guys are such incredible people because I think like attracts like. And when you have genuine, integrous people that really care about changing humanity, those people come together in a very big way. And when the stars align for something to happen, it doesn't take 12 months or 18 months or 2 years or a lot of deliberation. It happens quick and it happens immediately. And that's what happened here when these people formed a relationship. Something magical happened. And it wasn't that long ago that Dr. Lindsay took a hand in the company that I was a part of. And it just kind of felt like it was growing and it was doing well, but the magic wasn't happening. And he put his DNA on it, and he cast his spell and his vision. And I guess if you don't get on the ride, you never experience the adventure. And that's what I would encourage everybody here to do, is just to really get on this ride, because you are about to experience the most wonderful ride that you ever could with a man who cares so much about humanity that his mission can't be ignored. And that's why everybody's paying attention to it right now. And so it's fun for me to learn about his passion for chia, because he always has had it in the background, but he never really found that partner. And so this is a powerful partnership. And when we met these guys, the first thing they had in mind was, with this product comes people. And that's what they all recognized, and what Dr. Lindsay recognized is, how do we protect these people? How do we ensure their future is as bright as this product's future? And I experienced that firsthand 12 months ago. And things have never looked brighter or more amazing. And we're really just here to power this opportunity, to take it as far as it wants to go, to give it the legs that it needs and wants and deserves, and the voice that it needs and wants and deserves. And this is a powerful partnership. I just wanted to take a few minutes for it to really just say hi to everybody here, and just know that this is going to be a really wonderful journey. With that, I'm going to turn some time over to Curtis Call, who functions as the president of Genesis Pure. And when Dr. Lindsay goes out looking for an elite team, I think that he really finds that. And I've had the opportunity to work with Curtis for a while now. And, he really has been a catalyst for getting this done quickly and putting the pieces together that need to come together for something like this to happen fast. So with that, Curtis Call.
Thank you, Brooks. Thank you all. It's a privilege for me to be here with you today. This is actually my first ever trip to Jacksonville, Florida. I feel like I've been everywhere else in the state, but I've never been here, and it's a good opportunity for me to be here on this occasion, because I'll always remember my first trip here as a very historic and momentous part of, I think, all of our lives and all of our histories together. But I want to thank the Wares for having us here, and also, again, for opening your hearts to us, opening your minds to the possibility of working together with us, that we can take the Mila brand to the world, and that we can really put this product into the limelight where it deserves to be. And thank you to Dr. Lindsay also for allowing us as a company to make this happen, because I think we've just gone a couple of leaps forward in our mission of blessing lives around the world. So, and all of you, thank you for being here and taking time out of your Saturday to be here and time out of your lives to share a message like this with other people. It's so very important. And I know a lot of you are sitting there right now with questions. A lot of questions, right? Possibly hundreds, maybe even thousands of questions. And I want you to know we have the same questions today. We met Jim and Sherry over the phone on July 2nd. And so that was literally a month ago. And by July 29th, we had reached an agreement to acquire LifeMax and to bring the Mila brand into our family of products and into our Genesis Pure family. And so typically acquisitions and mergers and putting companies together takes months and months, if not years. And we did this in 4 weeks, basically. And so we are still, over the coming weeks and months, going to be ironing out some of the details. But I want you to know this. Have no fear, because your opportunity, your businesses, your customer bases are not going anywhere. We're going to protect those for you. And Mila is not going anywhere. We're going to protect that for you as well. But I want you to know what you're getting. What you're getting today is a new opportunity, new hope, planted on a very strong foundation. The Genesis Pure Foundation is extremely stable. We are one of the fastest growing companies in America, one of the fastest growing companies in all of network marketing, and for sure the fastest growing of the nutritionally based companies. Genesis Pure has been setting records for growth. Genesis Pure grew more than double in 2012, and we're already on pace to more than double again in 2013. It's a company that is accelerating rapidly. Our message is moving fast, and I think you can see why, right? Were you able to see why today? We get to put this guy on stage on a regular basis, and it really helps because people walk away understanding their health and understanding how to help the people in their lives. And so what do you want to do when you get a message like that? You want to run out of the room, right? I'm surprised nobody ran out today. But you want to run out of the room and tell somebody that story and share that message, and that fuels an opportunity, and it's allowed us to grow and to bless lives, which is our mission, to take this message of healing, as Dr. Lindsay said, around the world. He often says in our conferences and to our people that we are not a network marketing company. We're not a network marketing company. We're a network healing company. We're about healing. We're not about marketing. Thank you. We're not about marketing and thinking about dollars all of the time. We're about healing. We're about sharing a message of hope and healing and health with people. And our goals aren't set in dollar benchmarks. Our goals are set in terms of helping millions of people around the world in hundreds of countries to be healthier, to live better, more vibrant and abundant lives. That's what we are about as a company. And with all of that growth comes challenges. That's my job, and I have to lean on Brooks, and I have to lean on Dr. Lindsay's expertise, but we have to manage that growth, and we have to live within that rapid growth period of our history as a company. But it's an exciting time. It creates a lot of work, but it's good work. It's a lot of fun. And I can promise you this, growing really fast is way better than the alternative, right? And we're enjoying that. But we've been able to put ourselves in a position where the company is debt-free. We don't owe a single cent to anybody, completely debt-free. We have great cash reserves that allow us to invest in products like Mila, into new products, into international markets, into other things that help grow and stabilize the business for you, who are our most important constituents. We call them IBOs, independent business owners. LifeMax has called you distributors. It's all one and the same. It's our people. It's the people who share our message. That's our most important asset as a company. And we want you to know that we love you. We don't know very many of you yet, but we love you. We love people. We love helping people. We love you because you're willing to stand up and make a difference in somebody else's life. Even if your business only blessed one other life, you did a good thing in your business. And that's what we want to support you to do. We want you to know that you are welcome into the Genesis Pure family with our arms wide. And we bring you in, and we love you from day one, and we're going to show you that. And so we're excited to be here with you today. We're excited to make this announcement, and we're excited to get to know you and to be able to move forward with you and take this product and just blast it out around the world and make sure that people know about this. Brooks mentioned that Dr. Lindsay has been a big proponent of the chia seed. He's on Dr. Oz talking about it, right? But he doesn't sell a chia seed? He didn't used to sell a chia seed? Right? It's because he hadn't found one that he could put his name behind, but we have. And it's now a part of our family, and you're a part of our family. And I want you to understand one last thing before I turn the microphone back over to Dr. Lindsay. His media reel talks about the nutritionist, the celebrity nutritionist, this naturopathic doctor who's had all kinds of famous people come to him, right? Who spent 28 years and 42,000 clinical hours helping people, right? What it doesn't talk about is, and we saw the awards he's won, an award-winning formulator for products. Those are the products that we have in our arsenal at Genesis Pure and that you now have in your arsenal as well, and you're going to learn a lot more about those in the coming weeks and months. But what that media reel doesn't say, and what the slide about award-winning formulator doesn't say, is that Dr. Lindsay Duncan is a very successful and smart and savvy and driven businessman as well. He understands how to create an entity that can support the message. And the reason he creates those entities, again, isn't about dollars. It's about platform and foundation and systems that support the opportunity to share a message. The companies that he told you about a few minutes ago that he helped start collectively have done over $2 billion in sales. That shows you that he has the mental capacity to run a very large and direct a very large organization. It's his vision to bless the lives of millions. It's our job to support that vision, right? And I can promise you this, with every fiber of his being, he has one thing in mind all the time: healing people. Not dollars, but healing people. And so it's an honor for me to work with him. It's an honor for me to be a part of his team and to learn from him and to watch him as he stays very myopic and focused on that purpose-driven mission in his life that I know he'll do to the end of his life. But please join me one more time in welcoming back up our CEO, our chairman, Dr. Lindsay Duncan.
I think I have this. You turning this on? Oh, yeah. Okay. Please. So I'm not going to stand up here and make a bunch of promises, and I'm not going to try to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to speak from my heart, and I'm going to tell you some things that I hope you hear what I'm saying, and I hope you hear what I'm not saying. This game just changed for you. Do you understand that? This game just changed. And it changed overnight. And over the next 60 days, you will know what that means. You just inherited life-changing products that are equal to Mila. You just inherited a completely raw liquid cleanse that changes people's lives. A completely powerful liquid multivitamin. A weight loss system. 100% pure wild harvested goji, noni, acai, mangosteen, with no water, with no juice, with no nothing added. You just inherited a liquid calcium. You just inherited a sports line that some of the most powerful, famous athletes on planet Earth take. You just inherited a nutritionist that will work harder for you than my cheap words can say on this stage today. I work for you. You don't work for me. My job is to make you happy. My job is to equip you with what you need to go out and do your job. I'm here to not take. I didn't come to take. Don't take this the wrong way, but I don't need anything. I don't need to take. My nature is not as a taker. I'm a healer. My nature is a giver. You talk to the people who've worked with me my whole life. Some people have worked with me through every company. And if you ask them to describe me, they will say, he's a giver. There are some people who are takers in life, and there are other people who are givers. I'm a giver. I don't take. I don't need anything. I'm not here to take. I'm here to put this seed, take this seed out of the freeway at 5 o'clock traffic and to plant it in rich organic soil, this company, and to put a steel fence around it and to put guard dogs around it and to put protection above it and to check the soil and to water this seed daily with alkaline water and to make sure that nobody hurts this seed and nobody hurts this company and nobody does anything that damages what's been started. And I will say this, you will not find a better protector than me with this company. I am here to protect. I am here to build. I am here to flourish. I am here to grow. I am here to love. I am here to expand. You now have offices in Tokyo, Japan. You now have offices in Seoul, Korea. You now have offices in Taipei, Taiwan. You now have offices in Hanoi, Vietnam. You now have manufacturing in Austin, Texas. You now have offices here. You now have offices in Salt Lake City, Utah. You now have offices all over the world. I'm done. This game has changed.
I was like, where'd he go? Isn't this awesome? And this is something that we have done for you, not to you. And I just want to now bring up, because, I want, there's one thing to hear from the corporate side, but I want you to hear from someone that's just very special, someone that literally over the last 2 years, once a quarter, would text me, Dr. Lindsay loves your seed. Dr. Lindsay would like to talk. Are you interested in selling? And I literally, every single time, once a quarter, I would get these texts. I'd hit, nope, 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 not interested, not interested. So, but then, some things transpired over the last few months that just really made me take a look, like I said, at the root of it. And I would like now for you to hear from someone that has gone through exactly what you are going to be going through, because this is the second merger that has taken place within this company. And he's been in your seat. And I'll let him tell the story. But because of this one very special person that never gave up, that never stopped. One of my favorite sayings is that a constant drip will wear away the hardest stone. Well, this is exactly what Jared Burnett, if you could welcome the #1 distributor with Genesis Pure to the stage.
Come on up, Jared.
I am going to need that. So, it's real interesting. Did some of you guys feel like when you were watching the video of Dr. Lindsay Duncan that this is kind of destiny? This was destined to happen, I really believe. And I did sit in your shoes, just like Sherry and Jim said, 4.5 years ago. 4.5 years ago, I was sitting in a room in Salt Lake City, Utah, and my wife and I had been involved with a company that had one product that we really loved, really believed in. And now today, that is the #1 selling product in Genesis Pure, until Mila. But we were sitting in that room, involved with a company that we had worked really hard with and believed in the product, loved the people, loved the company, loved everything about it. And Dr. Lindsay came in and his company in Genesis Pure, and we became a part of that team. and a part of that family. And you know what? At very first, just like some of you guys, I had a lot of questions and just a lot of things I wanted to know and a lot of unknown things. But in a matter of days, the more I learned about Dr. Lindsey Duncan, the man, and his credibility and who he is and his experience and his track record, I knew that this was going to be a great thing. I knew that I was going to have a bright future, teaming up with him and being a part of his team. And from the distributor side, from the network marketing side, and the business side, you know, my wife and I had worked very, very hard to build an income of just a few $1,000s a month in that previous company. When we became a part of the Genesis Pure family, my income within 30 days tripled because of the credibility of Dr. Lindsey Duncan, the business model, some of the systems that we put in place. And my first year, I went from earning, you know, a few $1,000s a month to over $200,000 my first year in Genesis Pure. It doubled again the next year. You heard Curtis talk about the company keeps doubling. It went from 200 to over 400,000. The next year it went from 400,000 to 900,000, then to 1.2 million. This year will be over $2 million in income. You know, this month, Genesis Pure will pay my wife and I over $200,000 in commissions, with most of that being residual income. And we've created other millionaires on our team, people that have never been a part of network marketing, people that have tried before and they're succeeding and they're winning big time. And so, you know, I look at today, and I believe this. I believe that a year from now, there's going to be a lot of people, and many of you guys that are here today in this room, a lot of you guys that are watching by live stream on the internet, you know, people that may watch this recording in the coming days. I believe that there's going to be people that look back on this day and they're going to say, you know what? That's where everything went to another level. I was there. I was a part of it. Woo! And that was a game changer. And so, you know, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. I'm going to turn it back to Jim and Sherry, but I will tell you this. You know, you have the greatest owner in this industry in the world, in Dr. Lindsey Duncan. You have the greatest corporate staff that's prepared to help you and put those products in the marketplaces. They operate with excellence. I've never seen a company that operates like Genesis Pure from the corporate staff. I'm not going to toot my horn and tell you that I'm the greatest leader, but I will give you my word and my commitment that I will do everything possible to help you win. I've spent time with the Diamonds yesterday. I think that, you know, it was nonstop with these guys. And here's what I'll tell you. You have some of the best leaders in this industry that I've ever seen. Some of the very best people. And from your Diamonds to Jim and Sherry, this is a special company. And you guys are a special team. And now we're all one family. And so my commitment is, you know, I've already prepared my wife and my children and my family and said, listen, the next year, the next 2 years, the next few years, it's going to be wild. We better buckle up because I'm probably going to log 1 million miles just in the next 90 days. Getting on a plane, coming out to your marketplaces, helping you guys. We're going to bend over backwards to help you succeed and help you win. But at the end of the day, it's still up to who? It's still up to you. You have to make that commitment. You have to put forth that effort. And it's going to happen. You're going to win. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it back to Jim and Sherry. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jared. All right. Woo. What an awesome day. Like I said earlier, that, you know, one of our first events was right here. And that's when we were blessed to have Rachel join our company. And she tells her story. It happened here. And I thought it was just so poetic to have another history-making day right back where it almost all started from. So I know there's a lot going on in your mind right now as to what our roles are going to be. And I was telling a friend of mine about this, that he was like, wow, guys, you've invested so much money in this company. I hope you got your investment back. Well, I said, you know, that wouldn't be half bad, but that wasn't the case. We haven't just sold the company, and that now Sherry and I get to go retire again on some beautiful beach because we've been retired before, if you know our story. And that's when she went into a deep, dark depression, and then she so eloquently says that I was getting fat. So we don't want to go back there. We started LifeMax so we could take people with us. So we didn't get our investment back. We don't want our investment back. This is still our life. Mila is still our life. LifeMax is going to go away. It's going to be retired. It's going to be sitting up on a mantle somewhere, and every once in a while people will come by and go, wow, what is that? Oh, let me tell you the story of LifeMax. So that's going to go away, and we're really fine with that. But Mila is now here forever. Now, with the help of Dr. Lindsay and his team and his brilliance, Mila is finally going to get its day in the sun in a way that we could have never done it. So Sherry gets to now go do what she does best. Just pour life into people. She's going to be, for all intensive purposes, your master distributor. She is going to be... She's always been master distributor. We've tried that before and it didn't work. We all know that. She's always been the one at the top fighting tooth and nail for you. And now she gets to go out and not worry about the day-to-day minutia. That the poor guys in the back. Oh my goodness. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how we've done it this long. And I get to do what I love best. I get to just massage and love on Mila. I get to go and now spend time with the farmers. And I also get to now bring in friends and family to Mila. Dr. Lindsay's dead set that Mila needs to be put in other kinds of products. I mean, he just sat up here and told you the other 2 ingredients. Do you think I didn't write that down? So this is a real true partnership. And when I asked him, we got to spend some time with him and his wife Cheryl. We went to Austin and had the most amazing weekend. I don't think we talked business at all. We just couldn't get any business talk in from just having an amazing fellowship and laughing harder than I've ever laughed. I think he almost busted a rib. We were laughing so hard. We're sitting in the middle of this really fancy restaurant. There's people everywhere, and it seemed like there was just a bubble around us, and we were laughing so hard, I don't know how we didn't get kicked out. Well, because he's a member, and there's only like 100 members of the club, so how are they going to kick him out? But I asked him, I said, why would you want to partner with us? I mean, we're just a little company. I mean, you're a huge company. You got billions of dollars in sales in all your companies. Why? And he goes, and I thought he was going to have some, I love you and Sherry, y'all are awesome. I thought he was just going to butter me up. And he just looked me in the eye and he said, I'll tell you why. Because I love Chia. And somehow, against all odds, you've created a story about what I love that I can get behind. And you know what? I can sell more Chia than anyone in the world with this story. That's why I'm doing it. So, Dr. Lindsay, thank you so much. We love you. We can't wait for this journey together.
Awesome. So now what I'd like to do, we brought the diamonds in, and I would like for them, because, I know it's important to know what they're thinking, and, this is what's going to take us into the future. So if you all could come up and just share, a couple of minutes of what your thoughts are, so they're not just hearing it from us, they can hear it from you, and I'm just going to take a seat, and God bless you guys.
Give them a big round of applause.
Whew, wow. Okay, so Monday night, I got home from a 3-week tour doing Mila tasting parties all over the place. Tuesday afternoon, we got the call with Sherry, and we got the news. Tuesday at 6 o'clock, Steve and I were back at the airport, flying to Orlando on the red-eye. I hate flying, by the way. I was fully prepared to be very unhappy. I was not looking forward to what was happening. I don't like change. We sat in a room in Orlando on Thursday. We met Dr. Lindsay and his team, and I was truly blown away. I heard his heart. I heard their hearts. I could feel for the first time in a long time the earth was solid beneath my feet. I was really excited, and I felt really moved. And so I'm very excited about what's happening. I just think this is the best thing that could possibly happen. And one other thing that happened for me in my 3 weeks of traveling, I stayed with some friends, I spent time with people, and what they were doing was they were pulling things out of their cupboard. Greens, probiotics, alkaline water, protein powders, all of these different things. And all of them said, so are you going to be doing that? And I was like, we have Mila. So I was really excited about Mila, but what I saw coming out of people's cupboards were all the things we now have access to. And I'm really, really excited that we will be part of something that shares a bigger picture with people. So thank you, everyone.
Yes, absolutely thrilled. And I know probably like us, a lot of you guys have a lot of questions. And so I want to just say a couple of quick things. One is we have a lot of the same questions you do. As soon as we get that information, we're going to be getting it to you. So don't worry about that. You know, as soon as we know when and how and what and how can I get my hands on some and all that, it's going to happen really quickly. We're going to get that to you. The other thing Sherry just asked me to mention is people are wondering about Blaze. What happens to Blaze now? Blaze is still absolutely on, and we're going to use that as a great time to really get our arms wrapped around their products, their training. You know, what are we doing? Our new products, our new training, and how is that all going to work? So please still come to Blaze. Dr. Lindsay's going to be speaking there. Is that correct? Yes, yes. So you'll get to hear more of that. So it's going to be a fantastic event. There's some other opportunities between now and then as well. Genesis Pure actually has our annual conference in Salt Lake City coming up in a few weeks, and a bunch of us are going. If you want to come to that, you can come. So we're going to get all that information out for you. I think this is a very exciting move, and I think it's going to mean an absolute game changer for us in our businesses.
All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. So, like Susan said, the last 3 weeks for us have been a lot of ups and downs, and I have to say that after spending 2 days ago with the team, and then yesterday we spent all day with Jared, and Jared is all of our new upline. And one of the things that made me feel so good is he asked us to compile a list of all of the cities all over the world where we would want him to come and visit. He took out his calendar, he started plotting, and he is here to support us in a way that none of us have received support before. So I am overjoyed because I feel like now I get to go out and do what I do best, which is build, and I'm excited to go, roll up my sleeves, get busy, and relaunch my business. And the way I'm looking at this is that the next 90 days are going to be absolutely instrumental in all of our businesses and what's going to happen to our lives for years and years to come. And we have the chance to absolutely explode our lives in a way that just simply would not have been possible here with LifeMax alone. Now, I want to say one more thing, because when I joined LifeMax, I think as most of us, we joined because of the food. And so all of a sudden thinking about the fact that now we have these other products, it's like, what does that mean? Well, the great news is you can move forward and only promote Mila if you want, or you can move forward and promote the things that you resonate with. And I can say that we had a chance to try a couple of the products yesterday, and I absolutely love what I've had so far. One of them is called Energy, and it gives me lots of energy. So watch out, because I already have lots of energy. But we will be doing a call for the next 4 nights, tonight, tomorrow night, Monday, and Tuesday. And so we invite all of you, for those of you who are watching live, the information will be sent out, what the phone number is, and please hop on so you can hear more from the corporate staff, you can hear more from the leadership, get some questions answered. We're here to work together and move forward as a team and make sure that everybody feels secure and comfortable in this movement forward. So thanks.
Hey, so Ivalani and I have over 60 years combined experience in network marketing. We've had a chance to drill down. This comp plan is no big change from what you know now. Some of you don't know it at all, so it doesn't matter. And the products are fantastic. This corporate staff is like nothing I've ever seen. And Jared, thank you so much. Jared has invested over $200,000 of his own money to create a brand for the distributors, systems, training, and duplicable systems that are going to take every one of you to the top of this profession. You're going to love it.
I love change. I am absolutely into change. Why? Because it's always for the better. And I look at the good in everything, and I take that and I just run with it. And, you know, my mom always said, all you have is your credibility. And thank you for bringing that to us. And thank you, Jim and Sherry, for absolutely putting us where we're at to this point so we can grow and move and go in the right direction and change lives to the max. Aloha.
It's all been said so well already. When I got the news, I trust Jim and Sherry. I trust Mila. If they trust someone, and when they told us the news, it was much better than I had expected, much better than I think we can imagine right now. We've had some issues with logistics and things over the past couple years, and I think they've all been solved. And I think this fast path to momentum just happened. I think it happened right here. And when I've listened to some of the stories of the distributors with Genesis Pure and how quickly, as fast as that company is growing, they've rank advanced, which is what everyone wants to do, I think we're going to see a lot of that pretty quickly and a lot more opportunity. So let's get out there.
Well, I know when I first heard the news that Jim and Sherry had the intelligence and love to partner with Lindsay Duncan, I was doing cartwheels inside. And I literally jumped up and said, this is my favorite day in LifeMax. It was awesome. I loved it. And the reason I think I loved it so much is because I truly believe the only way to predict the future is to create it. And I love how they created LifeMax, and I love how Lindsay created his network healing company. And I know Con and I, we've been very busy working with our children and with the frat club. And, you know, our kids are active distributors, and they're hitting ranks. And my son Connor, you know, at 17, he's the youngest Emerald. But what's so cool is we didn't just inherit a company. We inherited a man like Lindsay Duncan, so thank you, who has the same character and integrity. And I'm thinking the future that he is going to help us all create, not just for us, but a legacy that our kids can create for their kids, and so on and so on. We all need new sunglasses because it's so bright. That's it.
You want to go, Ryan? Go. All right, as Mary and Sarah and I said at breakfast, if you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. We are absolutely going bananas. And Jared just said he's going to speak to this, so I won't do a lot of detail. But it's still up to you to take Mila to the world. Genesis Pure has a much larger distributor base than LifeMax. However, a lot of it, the vast majority of it, is outside the United States. In Japan, in Korea, in Vietnam, in Mexico City, in Costa Rica. And he will speak to this. But largely, in the areas where LifeMax and Mila is present, it's still up to you to grow this food and to embrace all of the products. Try them. Do your due diligence. See what resonates to you. Pick the ones that you want to put out into the world and further your mission that you've already started.
Good job. Yesterday, I went ziplining, and I had this harness that I put on, and I feel like I need to go get another one of those because this is going to be exhilarating, an incredible ride. I've always thought from the first day that I was part of this special, dynamic group that I was on a journey to do great things with this food and empower people with a choice on what they can do to help themselves live longer and live healthier and happier. This is going to be the way we do it. This is going to take it to the place of greatness, and I feel it more so now than I ever have before. I share the ideas and the perceptions, and if it's one day at a time, only one person at a time, that's fine with me, but we are all going to go on this journey together, and it's going to be a great place.
Okay. Guys, we all joined this business for Mila, and we joined this business for Jim and Sherry. I want to thank them for being big enough to let go and give us the best opportunity ever to grow. What happened today and for us all this week is none less than amazing. The opportunities that we have to have stability in our businesses, to grow our businesses everywhere in a massive way, just got into a different realm altogether. I advise all of us to embrace this change as fast as we can. We have amazing plans for all of us to grow constantly and fast. And we have the best partnership corporate-wise and leadership-wise with Jared and the staff here to do all those amazing things and dreams we ever had. So thank you very much, guys. And I'm not sure we heard it, but you, Rachel, had an amazing, amazing event here. And it's so... It's so fit that it happened to you in your hometown. We love you.
Those of you that know me out there know that I like and actually love looking at compensation plans. And I have done that with the compensation plan of this company, and I wanted to reassure you that I'm extremely happy with what I found. What I found was a compensation plan that's extremely fair, a compensation plan that, from what I can see, really makes it easy for people who are brand new to start making money quickly. A rank system that is much easier to advance in rank. And I am extremely excited because of that, because I see everybody increasing their check dramatically with everything that we have. So if you're worried about that, you don't have to worry anymore.
He's the man. He knows that. So actually, I would like to hear from you, Con, because we haven't heard from you today. So please. Okay, please.
Hi, my name's Con Mathios, and wow, these guys said it so well. We're very, very excited. I mean, we've been in the finance industry for 30 years on Wall Street. We've done it pretty much all in terms of mergers and acquisitions. And I can tell you one thing, when the Dean walked through our Hawaiian home saying, hey, we just got in another business, and it was LifeMax, I kind of looked at it and thought, well, I need another business like a hole in the head, really. So what I did was I called my CFO, he did his analysis, he called me back within 24 hours and he said, great business, where do I sign? And I said, well, let me sign in first and then you can sign in, right? So guess what? The last couple of days we spent time with Dr. Lindsay Duncan, the corporate team at Genesis Pure, and guess what I did? I made the same phone call to Hulmeric, and he said, can I sign up again? Listen, it's all about resources, it's all about knowledge, and Genesis Pure is an exceptional, exceptional company. We are very excited in terms of where we're going to go with this thing. And if you're excited with LifeMax, you should be 10, 20, 30 times excited with Genesis Pure and where you're going to take your businesses. Thank you.
So I'm excited about two things. 5 years ago, I saw patients all day long, and I didn't know anything about health and nutrition, as many health practitioners. And my brothers begged me to look at this. Mila, and I did. My mom eats dirt and grass and lives in North Carolina, and we all say she's going to live longer than her 7 children. I have been open to the world of dirt and grass over the last 5 years, but as you become open to the world of nutrition, it becomes very confusing. Has anybody else gotten confused when they read alkaline water and all these different things? I've become very confused over the years, and I've gotten so confused I didn't know what to do, so I just eat Mila, because that's all I know how to do. And I'm very excited that we have someone who can teach us not just about Mila, but about all of those things that my mom has been preaching for 15 years, but I've never had time to stop and listen. I'm also very excited because I'm tired of being the only diamond from Jacksonville up on stage. So I want to see so many people rank advance. I want to see so many people make money. When we heard Jared sharing what he's been able to do in the last 4.5 years without Mila, I was very excited for all of you. For all of you. There is a Ruby cruise coming up. There are trips. There are so many things that I now know you all can accomplish because so many other people have done it. So we're going to be plugging you in to the systems, to the conferences, to the products. You do what you want with it, but I am excited for you because I want health and nutrition for you, and I want financial freedom for you. So thank you so much for coming today. And I'm going to have Katie and Kimmy stay up here with me and close out the day. And maybe we could get a picture of the diamonds before they all leave the stage, though. That would be awesome. Yes. Okay. Jim and Sherry. Good job, Sherry. Sherry, come on up.
Where's the fancy camera?
Where's the camera? It's very rare for all of the diamonds to be in one room, just so you guys know. Like, it never happens.
We're usually all in almost all locations.
Almost all. We're missing two.
Hey, and can I just say one more thing? Can I say one more thing? Just to make sure everyone knows that, you know, you don't have to stop bringing people into LifeMax right now. When we make this switch over, I mean, if there's new guests here and you're excited and you want to join, please join us today. Because when we make the switch over, everything will move intact, and it will move, who, me? Oh. So I just wanted to make sure that you understand that part of it, because this will happen very quickly, but you don't have to slow your business down right now because of what is coming in the next, few days. I just want to explain that, okay? All right?
Before you guys leave and go running out the back door, you are going to get a lot of questions answered in the coming days and week, but just a couple questions. If I was brand new, about Genesis Pure, that I'd be wanting to know some basic details. How old is the company? How big is the company? In October of this year, we will be 5 years since Genesis Pure began pre-launch. So,
how old are we? How old would LifeMax be?
Same age.
October 5.
In the United States, domestically, currently, there's about 30,000 active IBOs. Now, about 80 to 90% of that comes from the state of Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, Louisiana. Do you hear California, Florida, anything like that? Georgia, we're not even there yet. There's never really been a meeting in California. There's never been a group in Florida. There is now. So, and what she said about this company, the rewards, the incentives, all of you guys, I want to see all you guys on the Ruby Cruise in January. Dr. Lindsay, the diamonds, he's over the top. Every year we go to a diamond retreat. Last year, he took us to Venice and Rome. This year he's taking us here in just a couple of months to Rio de Janeiro. So you want to get to diamond. You want to get on the Ruby Cruise. And then one last thing. How many of you guys, when you were up here and you saw Dr. Lindsay doing his thing, how many of you guys thought this? I wish I could have about 10 of my friends here listening to that. Okay, that's what I thought the first time that I heard Dr. Lindsay. So how many of you guys want to know the next opportunity that you can get people in front of him? We're going to be having our global convention in Salt Lake City, Utah, Limitless. And it's August 22nd and 24th. That's coming up real soon. But you know what? You can get there and you can get someone there with you to see and listen to hear Dr. Lindsay Duncan, thousands of people, our corporate staff, all of our top leaders, people coming in from around the world. And you can launch that into the blaze. And so it can be like a two-step. I'm from Texas, so I use a lot of analogies. We can do the Texas two-step. We can go to Salt Lake for Limitless, and you can bring a few people. And then your team can grow, and then you can take them to Blaze. And it can be a launching pad for a huge business. So, all right, let's take some pictures.
The trip that we're going on to Rio, we go to the 7 wonders of the world. These are not normal trips. These are first rate. These are first class. These are very, very, very serious trips. And we bring 30, 40, 50, 60 people. And it's done first class. And it's done where we, as a family, we get to know each other. And we get to know each other well. And there really is an incredible amount of camaraderie. And we learn about each other's families and each other's lives. And we learn about each other's children and ups and downs. And we learn about health. And I'll tell you, of all my training in nutrition, I didn't learn the most getting my ND degree. I didn't learn the most getting my CN degree. I didn't learn the most getting my herbal degree. I learned the most standing in the kitchen with Bernard Jensen at 2 a.m. in the morning, talking about health, nutrition, and life. And that's what we do. We sit outside the Palazzo at Venice, Italy, at 1:30 in the morning, laughing, talking, joking, and spending quality time together that stays with you forever. And these are not normal trips. These are life-changing trips. And I want you to come to these trips. I want you to build and become close to this leadership. I want you to become part of this family. I want you to come as close as you can. And when you go home tonight, listen to the song by Frank Sinatra, The Best Is Yet to Come. Because it is the best is yet to come.
Okay. Okay, I think that we'll wrap it up with Kimmy and Katie. Thank you, Diamonds. Thank you, Dr. Duncan. Okay. I have to say thank you so much for everybody for coming. I was very blessed to have all of these wonderful people, my family, up on stage with me. So I'm very thankful. We are very excited. We have some things already, you know the three of us. There are already things lined up for you. We're not just going to walk off and let you have all of your questions in your head. There are things that we're going to be announcing. We're all going to Limitless in Salt Lake City, August 22nd, 23rd, 24th. We will all be going to Blaze. You will have questions, right? You're questioning products. You're questioning compensation plan. You're questioning systems. All of that will be explained to you at Blaze.
So for those of you who are overachievers, and I know we've got a lot of them, we've got over 1,000 people on live feed watching us. I'm going to give you something you can do today to start getting, you're getting up to speed. Jared has created, Jared, would you come on up here? Jared has created, as somebody mentioned, an incredible resource for our team. We are now part of Jared's team, and we are called Pure Team Global. So we are part of this team. And Jared has an incredible website that I want you all to go to as soon as you're ready to dive on in. Click on the members only button, and it's pureteamglobal.com. Is that right? pureteamglobal.com. Click on the members only link, and you're going to create your own username and password. You're going to set up an account. You don't need a username and password. You're going to create it. And then go in there, and as Jared said, start looking at the videos there. Right? Where should they start?
Start on some of the training audios and videos. We have a lot of different resources there. There's some forms and documents to download, what I call an action sheet. And so maybe today is a new day for you. Well, I know it is for everybody. It's a genesis. It's a new day. That's a new beginning. Go download the action sheet. That's what we give to a new person to get started. And a lot of times when I talk to new people and they're like, I've been doing Genesis Pure for a while, but I'm ready to really get going now. I'll say, well, start over today. Go download the action sheet and go check out that document. And then tonight, we're going to be doing a conference call to communicate this to everybody in the field. There's some live streams on there. We're going to be doing live stream trainings, product trainings, compensation plan trainings. All that's going to be available. But we can communicate to you and your team through a text blast. And so you can find that on Pure Team Global on the home page at the bottom. You can add your number to the text blast by texting PTG, like Pure Team Global, to 90210, short code. And that will add you to the list where you'll get communicated with. And there's an events calendar where you can follow and see where are their meetings. Where can I get someone to a presentation? I'm going to be in Anaheim, California on Thursday. I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona next Saturday doing a Super Saturday event. So all that's on the website. I would encourage you to go into the website and click everywhere and learn as much as you can.
Okay, perfect. And you guys, and do that right now. 90210 is the number you text to. I've already gotten 2 or 3 blasts, and I just did it yesterday. So 90210, and you type in PTG. Kimmy, you want to?
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, you know, a lot of people do have a problem or fear of change, and it brings up all these worries and what's going to happen, and we're all going to figure it out together. I got a text as the announcement was being made that, are you guys still our leaders? And yes, we're still going to lead, but we're going to also follow too. He has shown that we can all have far greater success than we're having right now, so we're excited to learn from him and have everybody in LifeMax start to experience similar successes as well. So we're all just really, really looking forward to what's to come, and I encourage you guys to let your teams to know to get on tonight's call at 10 p.m. Eastern. That will be blasted out again by LifeMax, by Rachel, by Katie, and by myself to all of our teams as well.
And Katie just made a point. Everybody's staying intact right where you are. Nothing is changing. You don't need to go sign up again. You're all good where you are. Those of you, if there's any guests in the room, I highly recommend you sign up now because you're about to have an influx of people into this company. Huge. So I highly recommend that you go sign up now and get your 4 free bags of Platinum Mila. 2 if you come in at Gold. We've already had a couple people do that today. We're going to do the drawing because we're so late. We're going to do the drawing later. And I think Jared has one more thing to say.
That's right. Some of you guys may be thinking, how can I get my hands on some of these products that Genesis Pure has? The Liquid Cleanse Dr. Lindsay talked about, and so many of the others. By Monday, they're going to have a SKU for you guys to order products. So by Monday, Brooks Gordon in the back of the room, he's going to confirm that by Monday. Brooks, will that SKU be in their back office, or will we provide them with a phone number to call corporate to order that SKU of products? Okay, there will be a phone number. These guys will email it out to you guys. They'll text blast you. By Monday, you'll be able to get your hands and order some Genesis Pure products.
And don't do it before then because you want it to be part of
your volume.
Your business.
Part of your volume. So are you guys excited? Everybody say, woohoo! Genesis Pure. It's the beginning, and it's very exciting. 5 years, exactly 5 years later in the same place. Divine intervention. Love you guys. God bless. Have a fantastic week.